The Supreme Leader has some words to say to the President of the United States. Check this out. This is from supposedly the Supreme Leader of Iran. The U.S. President threatens us with his absurd rhetoric. He demands that the Iranian people surrender to him. They should make threats against those who are afraid of being threatened. The Iranian nation isn't frightened of such threats. And this is in response to, I believe, when Trump said that we know exactly where your supreme leader is. We can take him out at any time we want to. We don't want to, but we will if needed. Remember, if Iran or Iran attacks any civilians or U.S. troops, supposedly Trump says that he will come full force with the U.S. military. So you guys let me know down in the comment section. Does this sound like things are getting better? Not to me, right? It seems like things are escalating. Yet markets are still pushing up. This is just to support the case that I believe markets are super rational, and what a perfect time. Because just like in today's live trading session, when things become overbought, it's the perfect setup to short. Now, let me make this very clear. Do not short if you're a beginner. I don't need any of you guys that are just getting started to be opening up short positions, because you need to know how to take profits, and you especially need to know how to manage risk. With that being said, it's not designed or best for beginners. The thing that I also want to point out is that one of the trades I ended up taking today was my short on Reddit. In today's live trading session with my LPP team, Reddit became super overbought. It was presented by one of our LPP members. And then as it became overbought, I recognized a similar pattern, very similar to yesterday. It pumped and then corrected itself. It pumped, and then I saw the possibility for this thing to correct itself. So I entered a short position during today's live session, added more to it, and then took profits when it began to consolidate. I'm up over $4,100 on the day. I left myself with my one lucky share, and my position is fully closed. So if this thing continues to push up, I'll wait for it to become overbought again, and I'll re-enter my short position. Just doing my part in keeping you guys up to date. And again, if you ever want to watch me trade live, it's the second link in the description down below. With that being said, I believe that today's setup is ideal for a potential short opportunity if markets end up dropping after the Fomc rate decision. For those that do not know, today at 2 p.m. Eastern time, the Federal Reserve is expected to announce the rate decision. As of right now, there's a 99.9% probability that the Federal Reserve is going to pause interest rates, meaning that they're not going to cut, they're not going to raise, but they're going to pause once again. This shouldn't be much of a surprise, especially with all the uncertainty and chaos that's going on in the world right now. I don't think that the market is super concerned about the Federal Reserve pausing, but again, the markets can react, and I will be live streaming it because you guys asked me to in my previous video. First off, thank you again for all those that showed support. You guys absolutely killed it, so I'm more than happy to go live today. All you literally need to do is drop a thumbs up on this video and subscribe to the channel so YouTube notifies you when it is that I go live. And that's going to be about 5 to 10 minutes before 2 p.m. Eastern time. So with that being said, again, the Federal Reserve is expected to pause interest rates. And then 30 minutes after, Jerome Powell should be going live and answering analyst questions. And depending if he's hawkish or dovish will determine if markets go up or if markets actually begin to reverse and go down. Again, I think markets are overbought. That is simply my opinion. I've been wrong in the past before. Do not trade based off of my opinion. But again, I'm always happy to share my opinion based off of what I see to be fit. I don't see there to be any reason that markets should be going up. Things are uncertain. Trade war is still uncertain. We have China that still hasn't signed an agreement with us and is supporting Iran when it comes down to the war between Iran and Israel, and we're supporting Israel. So how does it seem like things are getting better when the trade war is not getting better? There's no agreement signed by China, and tensions between Iran and Israel and the US now are even getting worse. So again, I don't see how markets should be increasing in value. I get it. Markets are irrational, and that's the only way that we can validate what it is that's going on. So this is why I believe that markets should drop shortly after this report gets released, but we'll see. Again, I've been wrong in the past before. As you can see, I have no open short position on QQQ, but nonetheless, if we do get confirmation of the market dropping, I would be more than happy to short it once we get that confirmation, and we'll talk about it a little bit more during that FOMC rate decision. The thing that I also do want to point out is that what Trump is saying. Trump is saying that I am allowed to appoint myself as the head of the Fed, meaning on the next time that the Fed is supposed to be appointed. I do a much better job than Jerome Powell. If you guys haven't seen this, it's It's tacky. It's pathetic, in my opinion, how President Trump just resorts to insults when it comes down to someone that isn't doing what he wants. He then will begin to insult them. And this does a perfect job summarizing his way to negotiate with Jerome Powell. Here, listen for yourself.
Now we have a man that just refuses to lower the Fed rate, just refuses to do it. And he's not a smart person. I don't even think he's that political. I think he hates me, but that's okay. You know, he should. He should. I call him every name in the book, trying to get him to do something. I've been nice to him. I do it always. I don't know how to sell. I've been so nice to him, fellas, you wouldn't believe. Let's have dinner. Too late. I'd call him too late. Come on, too late. Let's have dinner. I do it every way in the book. I'm nasty. I'm nice. Nothing works. He's like just a stupid person. But
again, absolutely pathetic for the president of the United States to be resorting to insult and offended when someone doesn't actually do what it is that he's saying. That's the whole point of the Federal Reserve, is that they are separate and independent when it comes down to not being influenced by Congress. So again, it's just, to me, it doesn't make sense how people continuously and blindly, in my opinion, agree or try to support Trump and what it is that he's doing. I mean, I voted for Trump, but I think it's very important as an individual to acknowledge that you're never going to agree with everything someone else does. And if you do approach it that way, then you're just lying to yourself, because even the people that are closest to you in your life, you don't agree with everything that they do or say. So why would you do it for Trump? It's just insane. I just wish people were actually individuals and thought for themselves and not just support someone blindly because they voted for him. I think votes are important, and overall, you probably voted for policies that you believe are in your best interest or for the country's best interest. But don't get it twisted when they are acting a different way or coming out with meme coins that obviously is cheapening the presidency and a conflict of interest, to say the least. So again, I'll make sure that I do my part in keeping you guys up to date with that FOMC rate decision. I will be going live about 5 to 10 minutes before it actually gets released. So again, if you want to tune on in, subscribe to the channel and drop a thumbs up. And also, if you want access to our LPP live trading sessions, I go live every single morning right at market open. We have a huge sale going on. Second link in the description down below for those that are ready to join. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.